Is your ex being too stubborn to admit that they want you back? Hi guys, it's Brad Browning here. I'm a relationship expert with over 10 years of experience, and I specialize in one particular area, breakups. So if you're having a tough time with your breakup and you don't know what to do, then do yourself a huge favor and just click the subscribe button below so you can get some of the vital advice that you're going to need to help you through this difficult time. Now, one of the most common questions I get is, I know my ex wants me back, but they're just too stubborn to admit it. How do I get them to admit that they want me back? And to this question, I always respond with the same answer. How do you know that your ex actually wants you back? See, what happens with some of my clients is that they'll trick themselves into thinking that their ex actually wants them back, and then they'll overanalyze the situation and try to come up with solutions to get their exes back. But in my experience, helping thousands of people from around the world win their ex back, I can tell you that this almost never works. When my clients try and solve their relationship issues on their own, they usually end up jeopardizing their chances of ever getting their ex back, and I'm left to help them trying to deal with the unfortunate aftermath of their past mistakes. And this is especially true in the case of a stubborn ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend. So how do you get your stubborn ex to open up with you and to communicate with you again? Well, the answer is really easy. Engage in no contact. Have you ever dealt with somebody who's being extremely stubborn? Do you know what happens when you try to convince a stubborn person that they're wrong? They push back. And the harder that you push, the more stubborn they become. And this game never has a good outcome, so the best thing to do for now is to steer clear of your ex. See, directly after a breakup, your ex is probably experiencing a myriad of emotions: loneliness, depression, anger, and in your case, stubbornness. They've made a decision to break up with you, and they're unwilling to open up to you no matter what. So in order for them to eventually be open to the idea of communicating with you, you must let their emotions fade away. And this only happens if you engage in the no contact phase. So I know that at this point, a lot of you are thinking, well, Brad, if I honestly know for a fact that my ex wants me back, why wouldn't I try to at least convince him or her to give our relationship another shot? Well, for a few reasons. Like I said, the harder you push to convince somebody they're wrong, the more damage you might end up doing to your relationship. I mean, put yourself in their shoes for a minute. Would you want someone constantly pestering you about something that you just don't want to talk about? It can be extremely annoying, right? So while you may think that you could convince your ex, now is not the time. Secondly, even if your ex does want you back, no contact is going to work wonders in convincing your ex to give your relationship another shot. I'll put it this way. Have you ever lost an object that you really cared about, like your cell phone or your wallet? And do you remember how badly you wanted that item back? You were probably willing to jump through all of those hoops just to get it. So what no contact does is instill that same sort of psychological effect inside your ex's mind. And once you do this, along with a bunch of other psychological strategies that I teach, your ex is going to be willing to crawl over broken glass just to get you back. And for more information on these covert psychological strategies, just head over to breakupbrad.com and watch the free video presentation on my website. In that video, I'm going to teach you the 3 most powerful and persuasive techniques that are going to give you the best chance of getting your ex back. Again, that URL is www.breakupbrad.com. So head over there after the video and be sure to watch that as soon as you can. Now, let me tell you a little story about one of my clients that used no contact to get a stubborn ex back. Let's call her Susie. Susie told me after that she and her ex broke up, she started panicking. In her desperation, she began texting her ex almost every day, begging and pleading him to talk. And while her ex began dropping hints that he'd be willing to give the relationship another shot, Susie ruined her chances by forcing ultimatums and throwing tantrums. And that's when Susie made the wise decision to sign up for my coaching program. And based on the information that she gave me, I was able to help come up with a custom plan to help reignite their dying relationship. Basically, I told her to engage in no contact for a period of 22 days. And during this time, Susie's ex began sending her text messages. And I told Susie to hold off for now. And I even told her to drop a jealousy bomb by replying with a, sorry, I'm busy text message. And then later, I told her to set up a meeting and use some of the tactics that I outline in the reattraction chapter of my X Factor guide. Long story short, after about 30 days of my guidance, Susie's ex broke down. He visited her with a bouquet of flowers, he cooked her dinner, and he asked her to give their relationship another shot. So even though her ex was being stubborn, I convinced Susie to stick to her guns and ride out the no contact strategy, and it worked. And this is just one of the many stories that I hear every day from my clients, especially customers of my personal coaching program. So if personal coaching sounds like something that might be helpful for you, then head over to breakupbrad.com/coaching to find out more about how you can hire me as your personal coach. Well, that's all for today, folks. Hopefully this video was helpful. If you could, please hit the like button at the bottom of the video and make sure that you subscribe to my channel here on YouTube as well. Good luck out there. We'll talk to you soon.